speak on a couple of things, and I'm not going to be long. Be very short. I know I'm going to be short because I'm actually making a delivery, and by the time I get to that delivery, I'm cutting this video off. So I'm timing myself, actually. Excuse me, my lip gloss is like super blue. But anyway, I want to speak on scoffers. And if you do read the word of our Father, that He put His Spirit in those prophets to write in His word, many people misinterpret the way the word reads. When you read the word is spiritual. So the word is not going to talk about the way, or the word is not giving off the way you read history books and all that extra crazy stuff in this world. Reading somebody else's life, somebody else's documentary or something. No, that's not what the word is about. See, a lot of people just get it twisted because a lot of people are too weak-minded to come from under that stronghold that they're under. See, this is a spiritual battle. We are in a serious spiritual battle. This world is more dangerous now, and I'm speaking since I've been born. But in Ecclesiastes, it tell you there's nothing new under the sun. If you vice versa go to the Old Testament, it was more harsh because they did not really have the upgrading in this world the way we had. They didn't have computers. They didn't have phones. So, you know, it was more harder to understand the ways of the Father. Way back then, they had the scroll, they had the Torah. You know, they had biblical teaching, but it was very selective. Very selective. And you can read it in the Old Testament if you read it. Satan was real hard back then. You can read parts where with Solomon, he was the wisest man on earth. The Father gave him some real serious wisdom back then in the biblical times, where a lot of people couldn't, you know, they were blown away because probably not, the Father didn't pour his, well, not probably, but the Father didn't pour his spirit out on many people back then. Very selective, very few. Now, the same way. Real talk. Just a lot of people are more equipped due to internet, phone, audio, more social media. Social media is really viral. So it's easy to get wisdom, but it's hard to fight. That's how you can tell them by their fruit. It's easy to get wisdom. It's easy to learn. Oh, yes, it's very easy to learn. But it's hard to fight what you're learning. See, this is how you know these demons, by their fruit. And I'm saying no demons because it's the dark world, those dark spirits that got a lot of souls in bondage, chains, captivity. It's a lot of people that is hurt but really have not did the proper healing. And that's why they throw our Father's word under the bus. And if you're not strong enough, and you're very vulnerable still. You're still holding a lot of hatred. You're still holding a lot of unforgiveness. You're still holding excuses. You're still blaming everybody else for your lack of knowledge. I can see why you are toss that word under the bus. You'll just toss it up under the bus because you're still attached to darkness. You have not fully detached. Now, we all was attached to darkness. Either we were taught darkness by a demonic parent, by a demonic caretaker, by a demonic guardian. Like me, myself, I was not taught the word. I was not taught the word. I always say I was introduced to the word, the gospel, at 15 years old. I've been fighting my whole entire life with, as the world called it, narcissistic people. See, the way Satan got this world set up with his spirits, because he got little demon friends with 1/3 buddies. The world can call out what darkness is, but you better not try to disconnect from darkness. I learned that as me studying the way demons move, and I don't study it on my own. The Holy Spirit within teaches me, leads me, shows me the ways of Satan and his 1/3 friends. Before, I didn't have the Holy Spirit. Satan was tearing me apart. I wouldn't back down. I wouldn't back down whoever was a demonic person, and it was so intense some days. I felt like I was empty. I felt like I was the one that was discording or bringing forth discord. I thought I was the one, but when I came to the last battle, and that's when Satan started using my children, my grown children, towards me, I knew it was something so far and above what I was fighting, because I never gave my kids that life of emptiness. I gave my kids a lot of compassion. I gave my kids a lot of understanding. I gave my kids a lot of empathy. I gave my kids tons of love. So when they got grown and they start battling against me, I was like, it's something else. That's before I discovered the thing about demons and, I heard about Satan. Ain't that I didn't hear about these folks. I call them folks because they use souls. It ain't like I never heard about these folks, but I knew it was something so far and beyond what I was up against. Because I was like, my kids? I'm like, real talk. My kids? They the ones? But it was my kids. And they really came up against me really hard. And it broke my heart really bad. But I'm going to come back with part 2. I got to make a delivery, and I will be right back. And I'm going to have up here part 2 of this series.